relatable Princess Show, and if this is your first time ever watching any of my videos, well, welcome. And if you're returning family members of mine, thank you so much for tuning in. I have Miss Barbara with Merida Smooths, and as I mentioned on my last video, I am going to provide you guys with so much good content just about the Yucatan area in Merida, and just, you know, as much information as possible for you guys to make your travel more easier. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and talk about fantasy versus reality. Now, I know many of you guys have, you guys go and you look at a lot of these content creators, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you go ahead and you look at these content creators, they're showing you all these luxurious places. They got waterfalls in the background. They're eating mangoes and they're just living their best life, right? And that's great. But I like to stay very authentic and honest on my videos, because there are a lot of people that have reached out to me asking, Princess, can I live on a budget of $10,000? Princess, I have 2 kids and X, Y, and Z. So I really wanted to get somebody that's first a local, somebody I consider as a friend, but also somebody that also helped me during the time that I was kind of confused, because we do have this misconception of how we want to live until we actually get here, and we're like, I don't know where to go. So Barbara is going to really just, I feel like we're both going to talk about it, because I know I have a lot of people contact me. They're like, Princess, yeah, so how do you get a job? How do you get this? How do you get that? But they just feel like, I just came down here, I want $1 million, and I'm not working or something, or I'm just living. And yes, I do get paid on my YouTube, but it's not substantial income where I can say that this is just going to be my only income, right? I do have 3 mouths to feed, and we were just talking a while ago, we're moms and we have to work. So Barbara, how do you think about the whole thing about fantasy versus reality?
Well, this is a really funny topic, because first of all, I always tell my clients, if you're planning to move here, it's different to come here to visit or vacation, so you need to be aware about these 2 things, because if you're planning to come here on vacation for 1 or 2 months, that's great. You're gonna spend a lot of money. I mean, even that some of people say that Mexico is cheap, yeah, it is cheap, but you still need to pay for the things, so that means that it's free. Cheap is something, but you still need to, make some payments.
I hate the word cheap. I say affordable.
It's cheaper than compare, because if we translate each peso is 20, each dollar is 20 pesos, well, you're gonna have 20 pesos more for each dollar that you have, of course. But at the end, if you want good stuff, you're gonna need to pay for it. Even the Uber, the Uber might be like $1 or $2, but that adds up. It adds up, but. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish, because I have a whole rant about this whole subject. So about living in the fantasy, the first thing that I'm gonna say is most of the people think that when they move from Mexico, that will be all 5-star resorts with coconuts and drink tequila behind to the palms. Well, that's great, but that's not gonna be your life if you're planning to move here. You're gonna be living here, so that means that you're gonna be under a budget, and then you're gonna make some money for working. You're still gonna need to pay some rent. Of course, the difference between a rent in the United States and Mexico is completely different. Maybe $1,000 in the United States is gonna be in a small place, and here gonna be a huge house, but it's still $1,000 and you need to pay it, So that means that your quality of life is gonna be better here, but that doesn't mean that you don't need to pay. You still need to pay and make that money. So that will be the first fantasy versus reality. If you think that you're gonna move here with your, a couple of dollars and live forever after happy, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna still need some income.
Right.
Second thing is come here with a job. don't think that you will find a job here in Mexico. Oh my God, that's not gonna happen. First of all, you're gonna need to be resident for have a job, you know, but that's not the big problem. The big problem will be that you're coming here to work and you're gonna earn pesos, baby. So pesos is not the same thing. 1 peso is still 1 peso here. So if you make 1 peso, you're still gonna spend the 1 peso. So come here with the United States or foreign work, you know, so that means make dollars.
I totally agree. I want to chime in on this because I was going to make a video about this, but you know what, you hit on the subject because I think I did a YouTube live or Instagram live about this, and yes, you must come here with a job. Like I personally feel like if you are marketable in the US, you'll be able to be marketable anywhere, right? So what I mean by that is, for instance, I left my company. I was with my company for 6 years. Unfortunately, I couldn't leave. I couldn't work with my company because they would not allow me to work here in Merida remotely, right? Even though everybody is working remotely, I wasn't able to work in Mexico. So I had to go ahead and make sure I had a job before. One thing I can say is Upwork. A lot of people, especially a lot of expats here, use Upwork. You're a freelancer, so that means that you are taking upon jobs where they know that you are living across the country, but you're able to work. And I really would say if you are marketable in Canada or in US, then you can work anywhere. So don't feel like because your employer stated that you cannot work in that specific location that you want to move to as a downer. Keep on finding. There is going to be somebody that's going to eventually say yes, but I do agree with her. With Barbara, it's like basically you have to come with some kind of funds, even a saving account money that you have. I really would say don't really live off of that because anything can happen, especially if you have young little ones. And I feel like my channel is more broader about single moms and being a parent, right? So for me, I know my kids, especially my middle son, my son, he's a very prone to accidents. So I must have money in my saving account. So just don't be thinking, oh, I got $20,000 or $30,000 here, and you're watching all these movies where all the people run away and they come to Mexico when they're living their best life. It's not that. You need to have at least some kind of stream of income coming in. Now, if you are a retiree, you're getting the SSI or SSDI, whatever, that's totally different. Even a veteran, if you're a veteran, you got funds coming in, that's a totally different subject. But if you're a person that lives off of an income, you need to work.
Yeah,
you need to work.
Yeah, definitely gonna work less hours and your money gonna be more here in pesos. Definitely, that I'm gonna say that's the dream life. You know, you're gonna work less and then you have more time for enjoyment. Definitely, yes. You know, but I still need to do some work.
Have you ever seen somebody come out here to Merida specifically? That's what we're talking about, and have this fantasy. And they're like, I love this home is beautiful, and then they cannot afford, like they have to leave, they have to go back home.
Yeah, I have a friend actually. We found a place for her in this same area that I am for local, and she got a place. It was really cheap. It was 4,000 pesos per month, which is almost $200.
Yes.
You know, but she getting an empty place, so that means that she needs to spend some money to furnish the place, and then she didn't thinking that she needs to have the 3 months in advance when she moved first. So she's spending almost all their savings and paying the 3 months in advance plus to furnish the place. So and then she was trying to find a job, which is I'm saying she come here with the way, I mean, with the hope to getting a job, but she didn't have it in that moment. And then she get in an area that was difficult, the fiber optic and the internet, so she wasn't able for working to like a teacher for giving class and all this stuff.
Okay.
So, and she won't be able for make enough money. I'm not saying enough money, quick money, you know. So,
Right.
so she's getting short and short and short, and she's getting really nervous, and she fly back to United States.
And I feel like, you know, although she had to go back home, I feel like it's a learning. Everything is a learning, but I feel like especially these videos really will help you guys, because I know a lot of people that do ask me all these questions, and I'm like, I'm going to make a video about this. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to find somebody that's going to be brutally honest with you. And I know that it probably hurt to hear this, but I will tell you is that before you leave, write down something that you honestly can do. Like, don't sit here and be like, you know what, girl, I have $15,000 in my saving account and I'm going to live like a queen. Well, you still got rent, you still got utilities to pay for, you still got food and groceries. If you need, let's say you get sick or you need to be in a hospital, let's say, you know, life does happen, right? All of this will start, your account will start dipping. And I would hate for you to leave where you at, come here, and then pack up. Because let me tell you something, I had to sell all of my items, all of my possessions from home. And plus pay for tickets, that's already enough money that you're spending. So I really would say is write down, like, the jobs. Look for a job. I feel like biggest one is job. Find a job. Like, find a job that is going to be, you know, where's the income, but maybe start working at that job while you're in the States or wherever you are. Start working there so the money can start coming in, so you can be used to the income. Because you know, by that time you can tell your employer, hey, I'm going to move to Merida, because you know, at the beginning of that interview, you already told them, hey, I will be moving to Merida, so they already can know the time frame of when you're going to leave. Instead of going to a new employer and then they're like, oh, well, you know, you SOL, you know, and I would hate for you to do that.
I say that's the first difference between living the reality and the fantasy, you know. The fantasy will be, if you want to come here for vacation, that's great, but that's, you're gonna spend your money in 1 week, you know, and have the best life that you can. But that's a holiday, that's just a vacation, and you need to go back to your real life. But if you're planning to move here, just be aware that it's a living place, you know. You're gonna come here to live. So, and that means eventually you're gonna have vacation. Yes, of course, we have the 5 stars resorts, all inclusive, and close to us, and that will be cheaper, but that will be your holiday, your vacation, and the rest of the time will be you living, you know. So
Absolutely.
you're gonna be live here. So live is the same thing than any place that you pick for live.
Other than that, Barbara, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, well, we're just pointed in one spot. We're talking just about money, but I was about to say the other thing versus reality to fantasy is the place that you're picking for living, you know. Most of the people think that they're gonna move here for living in colonial, beautiful places, and if you go to Airbnb and you point at some places over there, you're gonna see some colonial houses. That's not colonial houses at all, first of all. Second of all, it's just renovate houses, American renovate houses through America, so target for America. So that means expensive Airbnbs. Beautiful, amazing, but expensive. So, you know, so, and then I have a lot of clients that come to me and they say, you know, they come with the dream idea about, I want to live in a colonial house, so beautiful and antique. And I just laughing because as soon as I show them how their old houses looks here, I mean, colonial old houses, it's a mess. You know, it's plumber issues, is old houses, old walls, and you know, it's not so dreamy house that you have in your mind, you know. So colonial means different things for everyone, but mostly of my clients, after see some colonial local houses, they just run from more.
So it's like a trap. It's like a trap.
But I'm gonna say that it's the idea that somebody have about living in haciendas and colonial, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. Don't misunderstand it. It's beautiful. But these haciendas, these colonial houses, require a lot of work, and most of these houses are crazy expensive. So when you're thinking and you're coming with your budget for maybe, I don't know, $800 to try to move it in one of these houses, yeah, you're gonna find some local houses in that budget, of course, because it's not bad. But that means all the houses, and then that's gonna give us to one different subject, that is flushing. So flushing is not available here, especially if you live in these old houses. So maybe in Centro some houses allowable, like we're talking about before. Houses in Centro is totally different issue, because totally different subject, because it's in a houses renovate from Americans to renters through Americans. From America to America, so the owners are Americans who try to rent it to America. So that means a beautiful houses, completely renovate, awesome houses, and some of these ones be able to flush it because they have special pipes and they do special things, and they have special pumps, whatever. So, and then you're gonna be living there for a couple of days, so that doesn't matter if you flush or not, because if they're clogged the pipes, you're gonna never know, because you're gonna be out from that house when you know that the pipe's gonna clog. But if you live in your own house and you're flushing in your own house, and if you live in their local houses, older houses, more than 10, 15, 20 years old houses, that's gonna be a huge problem.
The flushing is real here. The flushing is real here. I really can't really. The flushing is real here. There's so many videos. I feel like I don't even want to go straight into that topic. I don't even want to explain more, because there's so many other, expats or people that just moved here that has really talked about it. But if you think that is not true, it's very true. You know what? Let's talk about the heat.
Oh,
let's talk about the heat.
Well, the heat is something here. I always told my clients the first time that they call me, and she can be my witness about this, because she reached me a couple of months actually before that she made the move. So I always told my clients, Merida have two things, two problems, two big issues. First of all will be we are cash society, so it's good to always have some cash in your pocket. And then almost all the houses, the renters gonna ask you pay in cash. So try to get in a large money of cash could be a hassle here, because mostly of their ATMs only give you 9,000 pesos. But that's other different subject that Princess can tell you how she handled that part. But also the second part I always told my clients is the heat. The weather here is awful, and I understand most of my clients told me, I've been living in Texas or the United States, and I say, well, that's great, but honestly, if you can live here and you can stay here for the May month and you can handle and it's okay with you, you will be okay, but if you move here or you scoop the visit here before May and you don't feel the real heat, you won't understand it.
Here's my thing. This is what I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm gonna be very, very upfront with you. I have never sweat in places. I never knew that these places could sweat, okay? Okay, guys, so what I'm trying to say is I was sweating in places that I never thought that I could actually sweat at, but I really feel like the reason why this is part of the fantasy to reality is because people have this misconception that we are just saying this and they already been in, for instance, I lived in Tucson. And it was hot. Some people live in Phoenix. Some people live in Texas. No, this is a different heat, plus humidity, okay? So what I will really advise anybody to do is visit during the hot season. Before you even try to move, visit during the hot season. The reason why I say that is because then you actually know how it feels. Don't come here in August, September, October, November, December, January. Of course, it's going to be probably a little bit hot, but you want to go to the peak. You want to wanna feel it, because baby, that heat. I was just sweating. Barbara just had to give me a couple of drinks. I had to put my feet in the water. It's just
yeah. And then if you decide the meditation place, I mean, and beside the heat and the cash society, you're gonna love Merida. This is beautiful. I fall in love to Merida. I mean, I'm local, and I'm trying to my clients fall in love to Merida too. But one advice will be when it's really hot during May, June, sort of, but especially May, the things that we do is we take siestas, so that means napkins. You know, napkins? No, it's not naps.
naps.
Yeah, naps. No napkins. Naps. So that means that during the hottest time of the day, between 1 to 3 p.m., just go and take a nap. And after that, you can go out, you know, or try to do your errands really early in the morning or really late in the night. I mean, even during the hottest times, you can just go out to the parks at 7 p.m. and that will be full of kids and family. We enjoy nightlife, you know, because, well, it's hot during the day, so we enjoy the nights.
I promise, I now understand. I completely understand, but that doesn't make, listen, although I'm sweating from my back to my neck, to the back of my legs, to my armpits, that does not mean that I do not love this beautiful city. And I'm going to remain here, and also I put a lot of money and I invest a lot of money here, so I'm not leaving, okay? But I love it overall, but I really wanted to just let you guys know that there is a difference about reality and fantasy, and sometimes we have this ideal in our head, we make these dreams. It's like, you know, reading a book, a novel, right? The novel comes alive, but is it really true? Is it really, are you really going to see a man with a horse with his hair blowing out, you know, in the wind, and he's going to scoop you up? 9 times out of 10, you might not. So I really would say be honest with yourself. And the other thing is, have people that's going to be honest with you as well. Don't be around friends, you know, not the friends that's gonna be like jealous friends. I mean friends or just family member that's gonna really tell you the truth. Like, hey, I understand you wanna do it this way, but maybe you should do it, you know, a different way. And also, you know, try to start joining these groups. Start joining groups, because they can honestly tell you about how to living. If you don't like bugs, baby, you're gonna deal with bugs. Bugs is everywhere, okay? So I feel like if you are not a bug person, then I'm not going to say you not come here, but I will say that it's pointless to complaining, because
we have mosquitoes. Mosquitoes and geckos would be your best friends.
You know, I really agree with that. I haven't really experienced the hot season yet, so that is still, I'm still preparing for that, and I'm going to bug Barbara about that. But I'm just going to be honest, there are bugs, there are going to be certain things, there will be a little culture shock, and you just have to be prepared for that. And I just hope that what you gained from this video, just like a little, I don't even know, do you got some more things? Because I feel like we got a little bit of more time, but is there something else you would like to tell them that you have seen that just like, it really bugged you, and you was like, I wish people would stop doing this?
Well, honestly, like we say, I mean, like I'm saying before, Merida is a beautiful place to move. Just do your research, and then just be aware that you're gonna move a place to live in. And then also, I'm gonna recommend that Facebook is an amazing tool here. Most of the people use Facebook for everything. So first of all, we have groups. Tons of groups on Facebook. So if you are white, we have groups for white. If you are black, we have groups for white, black. If you are single mom, we have groups especially for single moms, for moms with kids, for moms with family, for moving along people, for elder moving along. I mean, we have groups for everything. So just go ahead and try to find some groups. So before you move, you have some connections here. Most of the people that are in that group is already here, or some of them are already here, so they can give you some advice, you know?
Okay guys, so I do apologize, my memory card is almost full, but what I'm going to do is, if you haven't watched the other video, where can they find you, Barbara?
You can find me through Facebook. I have a website, www.meridamoves.com, or you can find me on Facebook fan page Merida Moves also, or my personal Facebook, it's Barbara Blanco.
Alright guys, and I'm going to leave all of her information in the description and also on this video. I will tag it as well. If you have not followed me, why not? I really just subscribe on that button. It's free content, and I just like to provide information to you guys. Also, I also have my Instagram, which is Princess Show +3, which I really show more behind the scenes of me and my family, my kids. My kids drive me crazy. And I also do, Instagram lives with, any questions that you guys might have for me. But I'm really going to make this really fast. I do want to thank you so much for actually tuning into this video. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.